This last Friday, I discovered that Barack Obama has set up a new transition website. The site outlines some of the changes the Obama Biden team are going to address. Although the words gay, GLBT, gay marriage, or civil unions do not appear anywhere on the site, there is one instance of the term sexual orientation. There are 2 points in the civil rights section that affect our community, and I was pleased to see them and the wording used. The first point being they will pass the ENDA, that's the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, to prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity or expression. I was blown away with that one. And the second one was Obama and Biden will strengthen federal hate crimes legislation, expand hate crimes protection by passing the Matthew Shepard Act, and reinvigorate enforcement at the department's Justice Crime section. My next stop on their website was the immigration section, and I was hoping to see mention of binationals, but sadly, nothing of the kind was available there. For those of you who aren't sure what binationals is, that's when someone of two people of two different countries want to be together, like a married couple, like a straight couple here in the United States. A man or a woman can meet somebody from another country, and as long as the United States person is successful, not a deadbeat kind of thing, and the person coming from the other country doesn't have any major disease or criminal prosecution or anything like that, it'll all work out. There's a lot of red tape, but it can happen. And of course, gay people don't have that option. And, I'll get to that a little bit. Anyway, I took time to use the contact form on their website and sent him my thoughts regarding these things. I reminded President-elect Obama of his words on the campaign trail where he said, as soon as I'm in the White House, I will provide the gay community civil unions and confer all the same rights of marriage. That single statement is why I was not happy seeing nothing about binationals in the immigration section. Because when he said all the same rights of marriage, first thing that popped into my mind was this point, because that's part of the over 1,000 federal rights that we can't receive. And if he's going to confer all the same rights of marriage, that's supposed to be in there. So at this point, I felt delusioned. But yesterday I ran across an enlightening tidbit of news which put a smile on my face again. Bishop Gene Robinson states Mr. Obama's campaign team had sought him out last year, and he had the honor of 3 private conversations with the future President of the United States last May and June. Since Bishop Gene Robinson is the first openly gay Episcopal bishop, and Barack Obama was hoping, and now will to be the first black U.S. president, they have and had a common bond. If you will remember, Bishop Gene Robinson was advised by police to wear a bulletproof vest during his consecration as bishop, and he followed their advice. They discussed, Obama and Robinson, what it's like being a high-profile leader. Bishop Robinson said, at the end of the day, you have to decide whether or not you are going to be paralyzed by the threats and by violent possibilities, or whether you just move on and do what you feel you're called to do despite the risk. Bishop Gene Robinson also states the first words out of his mouth were, well, you certainly are causing a lot of trouble. And my response to him was, well, that makes 2 of us. He said that Mr. Obama had indicated his support for equal civil rights for gay and lesbian people and described the election as a religious experience. Bishop Gene Robinson continues, he and I would agree about the rightful place of religion versus the secular state. That is to say, we don't impose our religious values on the secular state because God said so. Our faith informs our own values, and then we take those values into the civil marketplace, the civil discourse, and then you argue for them based on the Constitution. You don't say to someone, you must believe this is because this is the word and what God believes. I think God gives us our values, and then we argue for those on the basis of the Constitution and care of our neighbor. He continues, and I think the Bush administration got very, very close to the line, if not going over the line, in terms of offering support to religious-based groups who were using their social service arms to proselytize and evangelize, which I would say is inappropriate. Thank you, Bishop Gene Robinson and President-elect Obama, for putting a smile on my face.